Let's see if we can get rid of that. Okay, so this caught my eye before, and it's also level 11. This is the James Webb Space Telescope a time machine? I can only imagine what they're talking about. So, okay, let's guess. So when you look at light from stars, the light has taken a long time to get here, so what you see is not the way it is, but the way it was when the light set off. So for example, the Earth is about 8 minutes away from the Sun at light speed. So when we see the Sun in the sky, what we see is where the Sun was 8 minutes ago, not where the Sun is now. That's what I guess it's about. Let's have a quick look. If you could build a time machine, what would it look like? Maybe it should look like a telescope. American scientists are building a space telescope they hope will look back over unimaginable distances and time to show the universe close to its beginning. Alright, so where are we? Okay, let's listen. This is 4 minutes. Note-taking at level 11.
This is the VOA Special English Technology Report. If you could build a time machine, what would it look like? Maybe it should look like a telescope. American scientists are building a space telescope they hope will look back over unimaginable distances and time to show the universe close to its beginning. But this distant past will mainly be seen in infrared light. Visible light is just one form of radiation. Today, telescopes take pictures using forms of light hidden from the eye. The American Space Agency, NASA, is now building the largest space telescope ever. The James Webb Space Telescope, named after NASA's second director, will have a mirror 7 times the size of the Hubble Space Telescope. But it will mainly study the universe in infrared light. We usually experience infrared light as heat. But if you have ever used a TV remote control, you know there are many uses for it. The James Webb Space Telescope is a complex engineering project. It will be huge, about the size of a passenger jet. And it will have to be supercooled, because the telescope studies infrared heat. Its mirror must be kept very close to absolute zero. That is minus 273 degrees Celsius. NASA is building the Webb telescope at the Goddard Space Center outside Washington, D.C. The agency hopes to launch it in 2014. Jonathan Gardner is a project scientist for the telescope. We asked him how the device can look back in time.
We can see back in time because light takes time to get from there to here. So as we look further and further away, it takes longer and longer for the light to get from where it's emitted to here, and we can actually see backwards in time.
And if you look far enough, you start to approach the event scientists believe gave birth to everything.
We're looking back most of the way to the Big Bang.
The telescope has 3 highly sensitive infrared cameras. But perhaps its most interesting part is the 6.5 meter wide mirror. Made of lightweight beryllium, the mirror is covered in gold, and divided into 18 linked parts. This powerful scientific instrument will be available to scientists all over the world.
Any astronomer at any university in any country can write a proposal for what they want to do with the telescope.
Jonathan Gardner says the Jim Webb Space Telescope will help scientists learn how the first galaxies formed and what they looked like. It may even show things scientists never predicted. And that's the VOA Special English Technology Report, written by George Puttich. Watch video about the James Webb Space Telescope at voaspecialenglish.com. I'm Mario Ritter.
Sorry about that, that was a bit loud. There's a couple of things I didn't get. I think the size of the mirror. I think it was about 6 meters, but I'm not sure. 6 point something meters. And anyway, so if you were to build a time machine, what would it look like? Well, it might look like a telescope. The Americans are going to build a telescope to show the universe close to the beginning. The telescope uses infrared light, which is visible one form. Oh, visible light is only one form of light. Today telescopes use light which are normally hidden. For example, I don't know, infrared, X-ray, I'm not sure. NASA is currently building the largest space telescope, the Webb, which is named after a NASA director. 7 times Hubble, I think that's what it was, I wasn't paying attention. Mainly uses infrared light. Usually infrared light is felt as heat. TV remotes use infrared and actually has many uses. The James Webb Space Telescope is very complex. It's huge, as big as a passenger jet. It has to be super cooled because it studies infrared light, it studies heat, and therefore it has to be cooled to absolute 0, which is -273 degrees Celsius. It's being built at the Goddard Space Center, which is in Washington. They plan to have a 2014 launch. Some scientist was asked, how do they look back in time? Light takes a long time to get here. The further you look back, the longer back in time you see. So if you see back far enough, you could even see the birth of the universe, which is called the Big Bang. The size of the telescope, it's got to be more than 6 meters. Oh, it's the size of the mirror, isn't it? It has 3 sensitive infrared cameras. Sensitive infrared cameras. The most interesting part is the mirror. Oops. It's covered in gold. Beryllium. Beryllium. Has 18 linked parts available, and it will be available to scientists all over the world, whoever wants to use it. And JG, this guy, JG, says that the what's the name of this? James Webb Telescope will show how galaxies first formed, and it will show even show things which have never been predicted.